Hello lovely people, welcome to James Social Cycling. James Social Cycling with a difference. Oh wait there, no, I changed it, didn't I? It's James Pro Cycling, alright? That's what we're changing it to. We're keeping it social, alright? This is rant, this is rantastic timings, alright? As the title says, actually I don't even know what the title is at the moment. Shall I make that up now? So as the title is suggesting, we've had some massive price hikes on new bikes, and I know there's been a few vlogs out there, but Friday I was speaking to Boshy about it. Boshy come up, and I'll put a link down to Boshy his YouTube link down below. He come up to pick up my mountain bike that I'd sold him. It was just frame, wheels, bars, seat post, brakes. It was yeah, no group set or anything, only the brakes and the wheels, 29er. But he come pick that up, and we kind of got onto that conversation, you know, the price of new bikes. And then I spoke to Neil at Cycling Labs on Saturday. Went to Evans, and again, link down below. Go and check both of their channels out. Again, we were talking about the price of bikes. I just remembered, obviously my hair isn't looking as beautiful as it should be, so you'll have to excuse. But anyway, back on subject. Never a script. There's never a script. This video could go on for days. So we were talking about that, and I appreciate there's videos come out of this, and it's something that I wanted to look into. And without going into politics that much, I have a horrible feeling that Brexit has had a lot to do with this. And when the referendum and the vote was cast, and Brexit was the winner, I remember hearing a rumour that BMW had already decided that they were going to put 10%. Let's reword that. They'd already suggested that if they get a 10% hike on import taxes or import duties from the UK government, all they were going to do was put 10% on to the price of the cars. So you can understand that. And there was a rumour going around, a headline going around, wait there, I will tell you the date, because Mark Overall sent me 4th of November. There was a massive headline: Specialized Canyon and Giant increase prices by up to 12% due to supply chain complexity and increase. I can't see the rest of that. So, which I thought 12% is rather a lot, but anyway. So it got me thinking. Actually, I've been having a look at a few prices on a few bikes, and it's just just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. But let's I'll be top or bottom corner, whichever's best for the page, left or right. But I want to show you just a couple of pages that I've pulled out off this website, all right, off the web, and I want to just put a few prices in front of you, and look at some price increases on some bikes. But we're going to look at BMW first, and some fleet news. This was dated back on the 16th of the 11th 2020. Alright, so you've got Brexit, BMW new car price increase irrespective of trade deal. And I'm not going to read all this to you. I'm just going to go news. The German manufacturers announced a customs duty related increase of more than £3,000 on the recommended retail price of the BMW i3, irrespective of whether it is a free trade deal or not. Okay. If you go down a bit further, you've got the current RRP for the BMW i3, valid until December 31st, is 35,120. The previously announced RRP to be effective from January the 1st, which is 35,670. However, BMW have BMW says that the new RRP from January will be £3,875, an increase of more than 3,600. Pause. I've got a calculator here, and I just thought I hadn't written that down. So what we're looking at, 37,650, 37,650, and it went up to 41,315, 41,315. Yeah, so that's a 9.74% increase. All right, have I got that written down? Yeah, I've got some notes written down here. It's very professional. Very professional. I've actually done some homework for this, but I don't want it to go on too long. 6 minutes in already. You're all bored to tears. So going down just a little bit more, the price hike comes after Renault issued its own BMW price hike comes after Renault issued its own price warning ahead of free trade agreement not being reached. And this is obviously before all of the prices were obviously all the agreements had been reached. There you go, at the top of the page. In letters sent to vehicle lease providers by major car makers including BMW, Jaguar, Land Rover and Mercedes-Benz, they say that the threat of a no-deal Brexit was to blame for the potential price hike. So this is irrespective of any deal done, there is a price hike. Okay, where am I going with this, you say? Where are you going with this, James? We don't want to buy a BMW. I'm a BMW owner, but I bought second hand, which is very apt for my conversation. So let's go to, and apologies to Pedal On, this is nothing to do with Pedal On, alright? Pedal On, I'm very easily navigate their website because I look at these and drool over these bikes on a daily basis, so I know where they are. So let's look at a brand new Trekker ALR5 disc slate black. Alright, so you've got a retail price of £2,000. Okay, right, not a problem, or is it? Let's look at last year's model, which, to be honest, I'm not going to go through the pictures, but you can see there it's exactly the same. You've got, it's the same colour, and you can see the price there at £1,650. Now I was looking at the purple flip version of this last year, alright, and you're basically looking at, so £1,650 to £2,000 is a 21.21% increase. That's a 21% increase, but they were talking about a 10% increase or a 12% increase. Okay, anyway, right, so that's that, right? Let me get rid of that. Now we're here. So remember, I purchased my frame, it was February, but bike build was March last year, so February 2020. Okay, there it is, and there's the new price, £975. Alright, just so you know, here's my order, and you can see Trekker ALR frame set 2021 purple 709. The retail price of that was £800. Now I could have, and that was obviously the discounted price. So again, already worked that one out. It's a 21.21% increase. Alright, not just having a go at Trek here, going to get rid of those. So again, sorry Pedal On, using your website. So it's gone. So here is a giant TCR advanced 2 disc, price wise 2299. So this is this year's model. As you can see, it's pretty much not in stock yet. So let's have a look at last year. So last year was a gloss black. This was You can see it was March 18th 2020 when it was actually put together, the review, and there's the price. Again, it was a 21%, it was just over a 21% increase on that bike. The other thing is as well, which I'm not happy with Giant, but I love the look of the bikes, and I love obviously the TCR and the Defy get a right old write up. But look at that. 2,200. Yes, basically it looks like you've only got the chain set is a Shimano RS 510 3652, so it's not even a Shimano 105. And I can prove that because he actually says and this is on last year's model, non 105 chain set. So how much money are they saving by not putting a 105 7000 on there? It just seems ridiculous, really. So, and then if you actually go to Specialized, Giant and Canyon, increased prices. So several major brands has increased prices in 2021 bikes, with Specialized citing difficulties and increased costs within its supply chain, while Giant say price rises in TCR advanced range are due to currency fluctuations, increased logistical costs, coronavirus, and to bring their prices more in line to similar models in their frame platforms. For Specialized, the move results in a jump price of up to 12% and affects both road and mountain bikes, but it seems that all the retailers will be passing the extra costs onto the customers. Well, why wouldn't they? So Specialized, and so if I go to the top of the page, so you've got Specialized and Canyon have begun to increase prices, with Canyon upping certain models by up to 10%. It is normal to see price increases in line with the yearly inflation, but in the scale of some of the price increases that are quite surprising, and it's worth noting that these price rises aren't restricted to the UK. So, when asked to comment, Specialized UK Head Marketing Kirsty Woodcock said, and just so you know the date on this, so the date on this was the 5th of November, alright? We've seen incredible growth in demand for bikes over the last few months. The COVID-19 pandemic has truly sparked the cycling revolution, which means that you're going to make more money anyway because you're going to sell more bikes, right? Whilst this is great for our sport, it has led to some challenges in meeting this increased demand. Our entire supply chain is facing unprecedented difficulties, leading to more complexity and increased costs. What's the increased cost? We are also investing heavily to increase production and maintain stability. Again, maintain production, increase production and maintain stability. It basically means you're going to sell more bikes. This has led to an adjustment to some prices, so we set ourselves up to better meet the needs of more riders. My company, over the last 8 years since I've been with the company, so Victoria and Albert Baths Limited, we built 1.5 factories. So we had one factory, we built another factory, and we built another half. I don't know if we're building another bit. It's been on furlough, I don't know what's going on with that company at the moment. But I don't remember putting price hikes on because we've got to build another factory. The fact that we would have been selling more product brings that we can make more product to sell more product. Job done. We first heard of reports, again to the top of the page, that changes on Friday when the Road CC reader contacted us to say that their local bike shop, with whom they had placed a pre-order for an S-Works Tarmac SL7 frame set, had been informed that the price had risen by £500 from £3,750 to £4,250. The reader was more than slightly annoyed, and the order had been placed for a while, and a deposit on the frame set paid. What's 500 quid? So what are we looking at on that? I did have that written on there, and I should have wrote it down. It's a 13.33 increase on that frame. So it's not even 12%, it's not even 10%, it's 13%. Hashtag specialised pile of poo. I know I've got to be careful because of old Shep, but still, you know, while our sources while our sources situation appears to suggest that some retailers have already increased their prices in line with the new RRPs, it seems that the Satenia Specialised Concept Store is currently discounting the newly priced bikes back down to their original levels, while Evans Cycles, Cycle Store, Treads and Rutlands have increased their prices by varying levels in Specialised 2021 road bikes. Giant says it is around 200 bike lines including e-bikes and its Live Women's brands, and spokesman told us that it has increased prices in 12 of these. So I'm gonna cut this now. All right. What it boils down to is they're blaming COVID. There's obviously a demand, so they should be able to make. They're not fulfilling the demand, are they? Let's face it. My son's bike that I ordered on the 7th through Evans was a Specialised Rockhopper Elite, which 2021 model. That yes, I purchased it at a certain price. And then then I saw that there was going to be an increase on the price, but luckily enough I'd already purchased it, and then obviously the order was cancelled because they couldn't fulfill the order. So while they're planting all these increases on top of these bikes, they're not actually doing anybody any favours, because they're still not providing the people with the bikes. Here's the thing, people, this is what you do. Right, and there's always going to be somebody that are going to spend £10,000 on road bikes. Okay, those people are out there. I'm not one of them. All right, 15 to 2 grand is 2 grand's too much for me, as I see, for a road bike, especially around our lanes, roads. If you want to give me a 10 grand bike, I'll take it. All right, but I wouldn't ride it because I'd have to put it on the wall in the lounge. The fact is that there's always going to be those people out there that will buy those 10 grand bikes. That's fine, but the middle market is, you can't buy. If I want to buy my Roubaix 2015, so we're looking at 6 years ago, which was 1,500 quid. Didn't tell my wife it was 15, so it was 800. Shh, Irene, shh. So 1,500 quid. If I want to go and buy that bike now, I've got to spend probably 3 grand for that type of SL4 frame, with obviously the gear on it was rubbish, but if you look at that, you're looking at I would say 2.3 to 2.5 at least, to get the 105 group set on there, all of the, now it'd be disc, so you're looking around about 3 grand. So here's the revolution, people, because once this pandemic's over and done with, and it will be over and done with, we just wait. We wait for the second-hand bike market. And when that second-hand bike market comes back, because if we go back 18 months ago, you couldn't sell a bike. It was massively difficult to put a bike on Facebook, and people were buying, but they weren't paying for the money. Now, at the moment, you've got people selling bikes at over the agreed price. But when this pandemic's over, pretty much 6 to 12 months after that, there are going to be bikes that have been sat in sheds doing nothing for months and months and months, and people are going to be finding it difficult, and then all the bike manufacturers are going to have to relook at their prices. That's how I see it. I can't afford to buy a brand new bike, and I don't want to buy a brand new bike, because I've got bikes in the shed that have got components and things on that are fine, and if I wanted to upgrade from them, I'm going to have to spend 3 grand to get the same, near enough the same thing, but in a carbon frame. My Amonda frame, well, my Amonda bike is less than 9 kilograms, so I ain't going to worry too much. Anyway, I've had a rant. All right, is it Brexit? Hey, is it Brexit? Is that what's causing this problem? Because I think it is Brexit. You know, all this taking our country back. You know, when 90% of the cars on the road are probably bloody German or French. Actually, yeah, 90% of the cars on the road are bloody foreign, European or foreign. So good luck, you know. So no wonder. And if it's not, if they perceive to not be European or foreign, they're bloody made overseas in Europe anyway. So we kicked ourselves in the foot there, didn't we? Kicked ourselves in the foot. Well done. All right, I'm not having a bitch about Brexit. I just think that this is going to keep plummeting on, isn't it? All right, I've talked far too long. 20 minutes of a complete rant. All right. Comment down below. I'm not having a go at any one side here. Brexit, Remainers. I'm not having a go. What it is done, what Brexit is doing, is we're not taking our country back. It's costing us more money. That's what it's doing. And I knew back in the day, that's why I looked at this, because BMW had already suggested if our duty goes up 10%, we're just going to put 10% on the cars. So the UK market, the UK retailer, the consumer, the British people are going to have to pay for that. And it's not as if we can go and buy British cars, is it? Lots of love, people. What am I doing? Okay. Globe and my last video. Alright, lots of love. Like down below and any comments down below. Alright. See you on the road very soon.